I started meditating in 2014 in Brazil. Started using Headspace to kind of deal with the looming anxiety playing in the Brazilian Super League.
What was that like? That's that at the time that was probably one of the best leagues in the world. What was that
Yeah,
experience like?
yeah. So it was like another moment where it was like salvation, right? Because my first year of college, I didn't have a contract. The next 2 years, I played in Finland, which is one of the lowest leagues in the world. And after that, I finally got my big break outside of Finland, but only to play in the B League of France. And so that fourth year as a pro, fifth year total after college, I was able to sneak into Brazil. Um, and I definitely wasn't ready mentally or emotionally, as the Brazilian style of volleyball is much more different than North American, where North Americans like, all right, like try the skill. If you don't get it, we're going to support you. Like, let's just make sure your effort's good and we'll have this growth mindset. And Brazil is like, fucking figure it out. Figure it out. Be better. And I took it really personally because I just kind of sort of equated how they were reacting with the American school. And I just assumed everyone hated me because they were reacting like this. But later I realized they were reacting like this because that's just how they are. Even with guys that they love or like off the court, they do the same thing and like curse at them, yell at them, terrible body language, like throwing like this. And I was just like, I was so insecure. And I was like, oh man, these guys, first off, they think I'm a bad volleyball player. And then second, they don't like me. And I just became like incredibly insecure, nervous, fearful. And I had kind of heard about meditation, maybe benefits for athletes. And I was like, well, I should probably try it. For sure, now is the best time. And so, yeah, I just started slowly with Headspace. Um, didn't really like solve any problems, but I think it started to build the foundation of being more mindful and conscious of these negative emotions or these thoughts that were inside my head that before kind of had ruled me. And now I was able to just observe them.
What do you mean by that? What was the switch where you realized that these people maybe didn't hate you, but they actually wanted the best for you, and
Yeah.
and then the way that they manifested that feeling towards you was your interpretation was actually the thing that ended up being the negative. And correct me if I'm wrong on any of that, but what was the point that switched for you where you went, okay, these people actually want the best for me and they're trying to push me to be my best. And the way that I'm
Yeah.
interpreting it is that they hate me, but they really don't.
It might not be even they wanted the best for me, but they wanted me to be better
Right.
and better for the team. It was kind of at the end of the season when I realized like one day they were doing it to this guy named Pato, which means duck in Portuguese. But and he was like the coolest guy in the team. Everyone liked him. He's a really good player. And they were doing it to him. And I was like, oh, do they like not like Pato too? I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And then it finally clicked. I was like, oh, that's just like their way to push players. It's like, what's the phrase? It's like iron sharpens iron. It's just like, it's just a freaking alpha society down there. Like, it's not that it's bad. It's just different. And I mean, maybe it's kind of comparable to like, NBA where it's just like dog eat dog, but they're just really hard on each other. And after that, I realized it's like, oh, maybe it's not just me. Maybe it's like that's just the way. And so I just realized from there, I was like, wow, I was taking all these things way too personally. And that kind of helped free me up to finish the season a lot better than in the middle of the season was going.
Do you think that meditation practice that you took up, was that before that? And do you think that allowed you to step outside of yourself and realize that this was happening to other people?
I think the benefits really took a while. because I think like most people, I believe like I'm the only one experiencing this suffering or this insecurity or this anxiety. And I started to realize that a lot of people experience this just because how open I am with Instagram. And I just, whoever wants to write me, they can write me and I'll respond unless it's something that's like absurd or like they're an Indian sports company trying to sell me stuff. But I just started to realize like everyone would write me and they're like, I feel so anxious. I feel so insecure. And they just feel that no one else on their team, in their life, feels this. And then I was like, oh, also kind of how I feel. And I think that was a great moment to feel because not only for myself, but kind of having this information and being able to write, connect with more people and let them know that like, hey, it's not just you, it's me, and it's hundreds, not thousands and millions of other people. But like, here are some of the tools that have helped me and maybe they can help you too.